Hello my dear students, once again welcome to my channel Simplified Mathematics. So students, today we are going to discuss about complex number. In my first video of this chapter complex number, I discussed about this one I, which is square root of -1. This part already I discussed in my first video. So today I am going to discuss its next part. So let us continue. So students, let us take two real numbers a and b, small a and small b, be any two real numbers. Okay, any two real numbers. I am repeatedly telling any real number. Okay, that means they can be natural number, whole number, integers, anything. Okay, these are two real number. And out of these two real number, suppose I multiply, say, real number b by this I, that is square root of -1, and I add with the another real number a. So whatever the numbers I have got it, so first real number a plus I into my next real number b, this is called as standard form of a complex number. So it is standard form of a complex number. Okay, that is the, actually this is the example of a complex number and it is its standard form, and it is denoted by the symbol z. Okay, usually we denote by the symbol z. Okay, this complex number is denoted by that one. So here you see in this complex number there are two real numbers a and b, as I have already told you, and the second real number b is multiplied by a. Okay, now the first real number which is not multiplied by I, that is called as real part of our complex number z, and it is denoted by this symbol rez. It is the real number a here which is not multiplied by I. And the second real number, that is the number which is multiplied by I, is called as imaginary part of z, or denoted by this symbol. It is the real number which is multiplied by I. So remember, it is not I into b, it is only the real number multiplied by I. That is called as imaginary part. I is not included here. Okay. Okay, clear? Now as I told you that our a and b can be any real number. Suppose I consider the real number b, that means the imaginary part of the complex number. Okay, suppose I consider that number as 0. That means because any real number means 0 is also a real number, so b can be 0 also. So I consider b equal to 0, and I consider a also equal to 0. Okay, a equal to 0. That means then z will be what? Then our complex number be what? 0 plus I into 0. That means anything multiplied by 0 is 0 only. So 0 plus 0, that is 0. That means I can write the whole number 0 in the form of a plus ib, and the number which can be written in the form of a plus ib, that is complex number. So in that term, so 0 is also a complex number. Okay. Next, suppose I take b equal to 0 and a equal to, suppose I take a positive integer, say 1. That means now my complex number is 1 plus I into 0, that is 1. Okay, that means a natural number is also can be written in the form a plus ib. So that's therefore a natural number is also a complex number. Next, suppose I take b equal to 0 and a equal to, say, a negative integer, say -2, then my complex number will be -2 plus I into 0, that is -2. That means I can write a negative integer also in the form of a plus ib. So any integer, okay, any integer is a complex number because any integer can be written in the form a plus ib. Next, suppose I take b equal to 0 and a equal to a fraction, say 3 by 4. That means a rational number I have taken it 3 by 4. Then you see what is z? Z equal to 3 by 4 plus I into 0, that is 3 by 4. That means I can write a rational number also in the form of a plus ib. That means rational number is also a complex number. Okay. Next, suppose I take b equal to 0, a equal to say root 2, then z equal to root 2 plus I into 0, that is root 2. That means I can write an irrational number also in the form of a plus ib. So an irrational number is also a complex number. That means what I have observed here, that any real number, okay, any real number I can write in the form of a plus ib. That means any real number can be written in the form of a plus ib. So because of that, what we can say that any real number or all real numbers are complex numbers. Okay, so we can say that all real numbers are complex numbers. And in those real numbers, one thing we have observed, that our imaginary part b was 0. So what we can say, that when the imaginary part of a complex number, which is denoted by, say, I am the first two letters of the word imaginary, z is suppose the symbol for complex number. If imaginary part of a complex number is 0, then this complex number z is a real number. You have observed it. Okay, so that's why it is called as purely real. It is called as purely real. Okay, so what is the meaning of purely real complex number? A purely real complex number means when its imaginary part is 0, or the complex number which is actually a real number. Okay, so that is called as purely real complex number. And secondly, we observe that if our imaginary part is 0, then that complex number is actually a real number. So any real number can be written in the form of a complex number. So therefore, all the real numbers are complex numbers. Clear? So we have got this one, that when imaginary part of a complex number is 0, then it is called as purely real, and all the real numbers are complex numbers with their imaginary part 0. Next, suppose we consider, say suppose our a is 0 and b is any non-zero real number. Say b is equal to, say, minus 5. That means z will be in that form 0 plus minus 5 into I, that is minus 5i, like that. B can be any real non-zero real number. A is 0. Then in that case, that means here what we have seen, that we have seen that a 0, that means real part of the complex number is 0. Then the complex number will be like that, some non-zero real number into I. Then that type of complex number is called, then z is called purely imaginary. Z is called as purely imaginary number. Okay, when it is purely imaginary number, if the real part of the complex number is 0 and imaginary part of the complex number is any non-zero real number, then the complex number will be like that, any non-zero real number into I. That can be a natural number into I, that can be an integer into I, non-zero integer into I, that can be a fraction into I, that can be an irrational number into I. So when it is like that, it is called as purely imaginary number. Okay, so this is the basic introduction of a complex number, and a complex number is always like that one. There are two real numbers connected with every complex number. One is usually denoted by a, which is not multiplied by I, that is called as its real part. Another number is b, which is multiplied by I, it is imaginary part. Okay. So now, students, we are going to discuss something related to complex number. So for that, let me take two complex numbers. One, suppose I denoted by z1, another by z2. Okay, z1 has real part a, imaginary part b, z2 has real part x, imaginary part y. Now, first of all, when these two complex numbers will be equal. So the complex numbers z1 and z2 will be equal if their corresponding real parts are equal. Corresponding real part means real part of z1 equal to real part of z2, and their corresponding imaginary part equal, that is real imaginary part of z1 equal to imaginary part of z2. Okay, so if corresponding real and imaginary parts are equal, then complex numbers are equal. Only if, which is written as like that, okay, you already know. So only if means if two complex numbers are equal, then their corresponding real and imaginary part equal. Conversely, if corresponding real and imaginary parts of two complex numbers are equal, then the numbers are equal. Numbers are equal means their corresponding parts are equal. Corresponding parts are equal means the numbers are equal. Therefore, we use if and only if. Next thing is that suppose I want to add these two complex numbers Z1 and Z2. Very simple thing. When you add two complex numbers, you just simply add their corresponding real part and you add their corresponding imaginary part. That means here I add A with X and B with Y. And with the sum of the imaginary part, you multiply I. Okay, so it will be like that. Or you can simply see that if suppose I don't have any idea of complex number, then if I am if I am asked to find the sum of these two, then what I'll do? I'll add A plus X and IB plus IY. In IB plus IY, I think that I see that I is common factor, so I will take I common. Okay, simple thing. Yes, so that one. So you add corresponding real parts plus I into corresponding imaginary part. That means in the sum of Z1 and Z2, what is the real part? That means what is the real part of Z1 plus Z2? It is A plus X, which is nothing but real part of Z1 plus real part of Z2. Okay, in the sum of Z1 and Z2, that means in Z1 plus Z2, what is the imaginary part? Imaginary part is what? It is B plus Y, where B is imaginary part of Z1 and Y is imaginary part of Z2. And the sum of two complex numbers is again a complex number. Next, suppose I want to multiply Z1 and Z2. I want to multiply Z1 and Z2. So when I go to multiply Z1 and Z2, I need to multiply A plus IB with X plus IY. Okay, A plus IB with X plus IY. Now you can observe one thing, that in a complex number there are actually two terms. So you can assume it. Okay, assume it that it is actually an algebraic expression having two terms. That means binomial. So in case of binomial multiplication in algebra, binomial multiplication, what you do, that first term of the first expression multiply all the terms of the second expression. Similarly, second term multiply all the terms of the second expression. But each term of the first expression multiplies all the terms of the second expression. Just you imagine like that. If I do in this way, then it will be A into X, A into IY, IB into X, I into I square, B into Y. It is like that one. Here, AX, in this two term, one thing we have seen that I is common factor, so I can take I common, then to like that. And secondly, as you know that I square means minus 1. So when you multiply minus 1 with plus BY, it becomes minus BY. Okay, minus BY. So now ultimately it is what? AX minus BY plus I into AY plus BX. In this way, we will multiply two complex numbers. Okay, that means we multiply like a binomial is multiplied with another binomial. Then after multiplication, there will be total 4 terms. Okay, the 2 terms having I as a factor, from those you take I common, and where I square is there, that will be minus 1, and that term, okay, and the first term you add it. Okay, like that. So now you see it is again a complex number. Why it is a complex number? Because a real number plus I into another real number. A, X, B, Y all are real. So their product, their sum, their difference is again real. So a real number plus I into another real number. It is like that. So Z1 into Z2, that means when you multiply two complex number, is again a complex number. Is again a complex number. If it is again a complex number, then what is its real part? What is real part of Z1 into Z2? Now here it is clear that real part of Z1 into Z2 is AX minus BY. What is A? What is X? A is the real part of Z1, X is the real part of Z2, That means AX is product of real part of Z1 and Z2 minus what is the meaning of B and Y? B is imaginary part of Z1 and Y is imaginary part of Z2. That means imaginary part of Z1 into imaginary part of Z2. Okay, that means it is difference of product of corresponding real and imaginary part. Similarly, what is imaginary part of the complex number Z1 into Z2, which is the product of two given complex number Z1 and Z2? It is, you see, it is AY plus BX. It is AY plus BX. Now, what is A? A is real part of Z1. What is Y? Y is imaginary part of Z2. When a real part of first complex number is multiplied with imaginary part of second complex number. Plus, what is B? Imaginary part of Z1. What is X? Real part of Z2. Okay, so real part of first complex number is multiplied with imaginary part of second complex number plus real part of second complex number is multiplied with imaginary part of first complex number. Okay, so the sum of this product is the imaginary part of the product of two complex number Z1 into Z2. So how to add? How to multiply? Very simple. But division, subtraction, okay, let us discuss about that also. Actually, students, mainly we have two mathematical operation, addition and multiplication. Subtraction is actually what? Subtraction is nothing but addition, but when we add two numbers of opposite sign, say 1 plus 1 minus, then whatever the addition is done, that is actually subtraction. Same, what is division? Division means when you multiply a number by reciprocal of another number, then actually it is division. Okay, so ultimately subtraction and division, they are special type of addition and multiplication, you can say like that. So how to subtract? Say how to subtract Z1 and Z2? Same as in case of addition, the subtraction is also same. Subtraction is you have to subtract their corresponding real part and corresponding imaginary part. In case of addition, you add their corresponding real part and corresponding imaginary part. The same thing in case of subtraction, you subtract their corresponding real part plus I into the difference of their corresponding imaginary part. That is the subtraction. Okay, next, before going to division, one more thing I want to say, that is multiplication of a complex number by a constant. Okay, when you multiply a complex number by a constant, okay, then what will happen? Say suppose I have a complex number with you, say Z1. Okay, Z1 is what? Here I have taken it is A plus IB. Then if I multiply 2 with Z1, that means it is 2 into A plus IB. And again, if I just use the concept of algebra, then it will be 2 into A and 2 into B into Y. So product is again a complex number. Okay, product is again a complex number. So in this process, instead of 2, if I multiply minus 1, if I multiply minus 1 here, instead of 2, if I multiply minus 1 with Z1, then what I will get? Minus A plus minus B into Y. That is the negative of our given complex number. So actually subtraction means what? Use whatever I told you, that subtraction means actually this addition of two complex numbers of opposite sign. Actually Z1 minus Z2 means what? Z1 minus Z2 means Z1, okay, Z1 minus Z2 means what? Let me write like this, Z1 plus minus 1 into Z2. Okay, Z1 plus minus 1 into Z2. That means I multiply minus 1 with the second complex number and then I add the result with first complex number. This is nothing but your Z1 minus Z2. Okay, actually this one. But simply you remember how to subtract. You just subtract their corresponding real and corresponding imaginary part. Okay, now come to the division. As I told you that when you divide two complex number, say first complex number divided by second complex number, actually it is first complex number multiplied by reciprocal of second complex number. So what is the reciprocal? That we should know first before going to discuss about division. Okay, so let us discuss what is the reciprocal. So okay students, so when we are going to divide Z1 by Z2, actually it is Z1 multiplied by reciprocal of Z2. So that's why we should know how to find out reciprocal of Z2. That means before going to do the division, we have to know how to find out reciprocal of a complex number. That means reciprocal of Z2, say 1 by Z2. Now, to find the reciprocal of a complex number, before going to discuss that, one thing you have to know, that is called as conjugate. That is called as conjugate of a complex number. So, what is conjugate of a complex number? That we have to know first before going to discuss about the reciprocal. So, conjugate of a complex number means what? Okay, when you change the sign of the imaginary part of a complex number, sign means plus minus sign of the imaginary part of a complex number, that is called as conjugate of the complex number. The new complex number obtained hereby is called as conjugate of a complex number. Okay, so that means what I want to say, suppose here our Z1 is A plus IB. So what is conjugate of Z1? What is conjugate of our complex number? This one. Here you have to change the sign of the imaginary part. From plus B, it will be minus B. That means it will be A plus I into minus B, or simple A minus IB. You need to change only the sign of the imaginary part. Now, one thing remember, minus means it is not always negative. If this sign is plus, then it will be minus. If it is minus, that will be plus. Okay, don't make that mistake. Don't have that confusion. So generally we say that A plus IB means B is positive. A minus IB means B is always negative. No, like that, not like that. You change the sign of the imaginary part, means from plus it will be converted to minus, from minus it will change to plus, like that. Okay, and it is denoted by this symbol, this new complex number, which is conjugate of Z1. It is denoted by this symbol. Okay, Z1 bar. Okay, clear? Now see here, let me take some example. Say suppose our complex number Z and Z bar. Let me write some Z and Z bar. Okay, see. Suppose I take Z equal to 2 plus 3i. Z bar will be 2 minus 3i. Like that one. If Z equal to 2 plus 3i, Z bar equal to 2 minus 3i. If Z equal to minus 1 minus i, Z bar equal to minus 1 plus i. Okay, one thing you have observed, I just change the sign of the imaginary part only, from plus to minus, from minus to plus. The real part, the sign will remain same. Don't write minus 1 minus i as plus 1 plus i. Okay, so suppose I take say minus 2, because every real number is a complex number. So minus 2 can be the value of Z. Then what is the conjugate of Z? It is minus 2. Because here imaginary part is 0. And if you change the sign of 0, 0 is neither positive nor negative. Okay. So that means when our complex number is a purely real number, then its conjugate is same with here its given number. Okay. Same. Z and Z bar same if it is a purely real number. Next, suppose I take a purely imaginary number, say 3i. Okay, 3i means 0 plus 3i. Here you have to change the sign of 3, so it becomes minus 3i. That means, or here if I take say minus root 2i, it will be plus root 2i. So when it is a purely real number, the complex number and its conjugate same. But if it is a purely imaginary number, then the complex number is negative of its conjugate. If complex number is 3i, conjugate is minus 3i. If complex number is minus root 2i, conjugate is plus root 2i. Z, if purely imaginary, then conjugate of Z is negative of Z. Okay. Next thing is that, I think this much is clear, and if it is 0, then it is also 0. Okay, because 0 is neither positive nor negative, there is no question of changing its sign. Next, it is the meaning of conjugate. Next thing is that you see, if I multiply a complex number by its conjugate, then what will happen? Okay, that means suppose I multiply here in my example Z1 and conjugate of Z1. Suppose I multiply it. Then that means I have to multiply A plus IB with A minus IB. Then one algebraic identity will come to my mind, x plus y into x minus y, which is x square minus y square. So using that, it is the square of the first minus square of the second term. Okay, a square minus ib square. Now a square means, okay, a square. Here ib whole square means it is square of I and square of b. But what is I square? As you know that I square equal to minus 1. So it will be a square minus I square means minus 1 into b square, and that minus minus it will be plus a square plus b square. Okay. Now generally as a students we have a confusion that as the identity is x plus y into x minus y equal to x square minus y square, the sign is minus, then why this sign is plus? Okay. This sign is actually not plus, it is also minus. Here first term is a, second term is ib. So square of first term minus square of the second term according to identity. So initially I put the minus sign. But when I find the square of the second term, it is I square and b square, and that I square is equal to minus 1. So on putting the value of I square, this sign becomes plus. Okay. So just simple thing you remember that when you multiply a complex number with its conjugate, your answer is a square plus b square. Your answer is a square plus b square means what is a? A is the real part of our complex number z1, so square it. B is the imaginary part of our complex number z1, so square it. That means it is sum of, okay, it is sum, y plus sign I already explained, so I think no further confusion. So it is sum of square of real part and imaginary part of our given complex number. So our given complex number z1, when I multiply with its conjugate, then the answer is square of real part plus square of imaginary part. For any complex number, this result is true. Next thing is that here I cannot see I, because I got square of I, and when it is even power of I, it becomes either plus 1 or minus 1. So I have not seen I. So as I have not seen I have seen what? Only square of two real number a and b. The square of two real number a and b means it is always a real number greater than or equal to 0. That means when I multiply a complex number with its conjugate, my answer is always a non-negative real number. Purely real number I will get it. Purely real number. No I is there. Okay, it becomes a purely real number. Am I clear? Okay, now come to this one. So whenever you are going to find the reciprocal of a complex number, say z1, z2, whatever. So reciprocal of z2, so from the common knowledge, it is 1 by z2, that is 1 by x plus iy. So in irrational chapter you got it that we in standard form we cannot have any irrational number in denominator and then we rationalize it. So similarly just we assume like that here we cannot have a complex number in denominator, we need to convert it to a real number. And how can I convert a complex number to a purely real number? The simple technique is multiply it by its conjugate, because when you multiply a complex number by its conjugate, answer is square of the real part plus square of the imaginary part of that complex number. So it is a purely real number. So we are going to do that one. Okay, as it is x plus iy, so what I am going to do, that 1 by z2, whenever we are going to find 1 by z2, that is reciprocal of this, so I am going to convert the denominator x plus y or z2 whatever to a purely real number, and for that I will multiply it by its conjugate, and the same conjugate I will multiply here also. That means 1 by z2 is actually what? Conjugate of z2 by product of z2 into conjugate of z2. Okay, that means here if z2 is x plus iy, then conjugate of z2 is x minus iy. Okay, conjugate of z2 is x minus iy, because conjugate I have already discussed, and into in denominator it is product of z2 and its conjugate, and when you multiply a complex number with its conjugate, answer is square of real part plus square of imaginary part. So here what is the real part of z2? It is x, and imaginary part of z2 is y, so x square plus y square. It is the reciprocal of a complex number. Reciprocal of a complex number is what? In numerator you write the conjugate of the complex number, in denominator you write the sum of squares of its real and imaginary part. Or 1 by z2 is conjugate of Z2 divided by Z2 into conjugate of Z2. Now here when I am going to divide, okay, Z1 by Z2, so answer is Z1 into 1 by Z2. And what is 1 by Z2? 1 by Z2 is conjugate of Z2 divided by Z2 into conjugate of Z2. So this is the division of two complex numbers. So here you put the value of Z1, put the conjugate of Z2, and this is nothing but sum of squares of real part and imaginary part of the two complex number, of the complex number Z2. Okay. So here see, we discuss in this video, we discuss what is a complex number. Okay, its real part, imaginary part. After that, if our imaginary part is 0, it is a purely real complex number, and from that we can conclude that every real number is a complex number with its imaginary part 0. So every real number is a complex number. Then if real part is 0, then it is called as purely imaginary complex number. After that, if there are two complex numbers and if they are equal, then what will happen? If they are equal, then their corresponding real parts are equal, corresponding imaginary parts are equal. Or alternatively, so conversely, if their corresponding real parts and imaginary parts are equal, then the complex numbers are said to be equal. Okay, that we discuss. Next, we discuss how to add two complex numbers, how to subtract two complex numbers, how to multiply, how to divide, and what is the, before going to divide, what is the meaning of conjugate, and how to find the conjugate product of a complex number into its conjugate, and how to find the reciprocal. Then you go for division. Okay, so this is the basic things of a complex number. So in our next video, we'll try to solve problems based on this. Okay, so thank you once again to all of you. So please watch the video from the beginning till the end. Otherwise, if you miss something in between that, then your topic may not be clear. And I want that if you like it, then you please subscribe, share this video, okay, among your friends. Thank you all of you. Bye bye.